Today, I want to take you on a little journey on how Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. Of course, the leader of the IPOB. Well, after his arrest or rearrest or kidnapping or whatever you have, so many questions have been asked. But still unfortunate that the Attorney General of the Federation has not come out clear to tell everybody, the world, where and how Nnamdi Kanu was rearrested. So there are speculations that he was arrested in Kenya, but you and I know that Kenya has actually denied their involvement in this matter. So Nigeria here is playing this dilly-dallying game. They have not said anything so far. So an illustrious son of Nigeria came out now with some questions, and he was throwing it directly to the office of the Attorney General of the Federation, Malami. So many questions he has here, which even you listening to me right now will be interested in, hearing it and giving your own opinion. Seeing to the fact that over 2 weeks now, nothing has been heard, not from the Information Minister nor the Attorney General of the Federation, as regards where and how Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. Of course, we all know that he was kidnapped and brought back into the country. And they have already denied him his doctor. The doctor has no access to him, and his health conditions are something that is not too good, So from here, I want to take it out so that you will listen and understand where I am coming from. But there we will. This is your man of the moment. So now, what I have here says, the Attorney General of the Federation has not told us that the IPOB leader was arrested in Nigeria. If indeed Kanu was arrested in Kenya, and the Kenyan government is furiously denying any form of collaboration with Nigeria in the so-called extradition, does it mean then that Nigerian security officials had sneaked into Kenya and collaborated with some criminal elements in the country to kidnap Kanu and bundle him back to Nigeria? What exactly happened? Why is it taking the Attorney General of the Federation's office too long to recognize the importance of being very transparent about this matter? Do you see where he's coming from? Why is it taking them too long to tell us what actually happened? They are not being transparent. Rather, they are being translucent. All right. Furthermore, he says here that these will readily remind Nigerians of the case of late Omar Diko during the military dictatorship of this same General Muhammad Buhari in 1984, who was allegedly kidnapped in the United Kingdom and created as a diplomatic baggage. Of course, you know the story. The attempt to bring Diko to Nigeria in a crate was, however, foiled by the British security agencies. Although Nigeria and their alleged Israeli collaborators never admitted to any involvement, the incident badly affected diplomatic relations between Nigeria and Britain at that time, and the people who transported Diko at the airport were jailed in the United Kingdom. Now, no doubt, this matter is now beyond Nnamdi Kanu, all right? So no matter the nature of the offense any Nigerian had committed and the need to bring him to justice, should that justify the deployment of crude, illegal methods of the breaching of international laws to do that? Such actions can only diminish and demarket the country before the civilized world and attract unsavory consequences. Now, is this the kind of accomplishment an Attorney General and senior advocate ought to be seen unabashedly celebrating? Remember, we're talking about the Attorney General of the Federation now. Taking you back to 1984, Nigeria played similar role when this same dictator, General Muhammad Buhari, was still in power, trying to sneak or to kidnap somebody and brought him back into the country in a crate before the covers were blown open by the security agencies of the United Kingdom. And of course, all the collaborators and the people that played part in that arrest were all arrested. So now, seeing that this thing is going to tarnish the image of the country. So now we want to know, is this how Attorney General of the Federation wants to market the image of the country? So he's saying that this will demarket the image of the country before the international communities. So now we still have this. He says here, by the time Kanu's lawyers fulfilled their promise to drag Nigeria and Kenya to the International Criminal Court, ICC, over the matter, what picture will Nigeria assume before the rest of the world? Already the British press is feasting on the story and painting very ugly picture about Nigeria due to this incident. So Nigeria's image already has been bashed. And now the United Kingdom, their press, of course, you know what they can do. They can tell all sorts of stories, but that is not the issue here now. We are talking about Nigeria, and we're talking about the Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the IPOB. So it says, so disgusted with the whole process and the absence of any coherent explanation by the Attorney General of the Federation, a Nigerian serving as the Minister of Justice and Solicitor General of Alberta, Canada, Mr. Kelechi Madu, had to declare that if indeed it was true that Kanu was abducted in Kenya with the active collaboration of the Kenyan government led by President Uhuru Kenyatta, then Nigeria and Kenya violated international law and the rule of law that is supreme in their respective countries. He went on to underline his doubts about the qualification of Malami for the post of Attorney General of the Federation. Of course, you remember when Madu was saying that this minister or this Attorney General of the Federation is not qualified for this office because he has ridiculed the law itself, that this is just unheard of. Now we are moving further. Responding to Mr. Madu's assertions, Malami now pronounced. Remember when he retorted, he said, it is important to educate the likes of Kelechi Madu that both Nigeria, that is his country of birth, and then Canada, where he claims to be practicing law. Now he's saying that where he claims to be practicing law, not like where he's practicing, but he claims, sorry, he says, and Canada, where he claims to be practicing law, are signatories to the multinational treaty agreement where, among others, fugitive fleeing justice in nations with a similar agreement could be brought back to face justice. Now, listen to this. He says, now, I do not wish to bother myself with the insults that crept into the exchange. Yes, that one, let's keep it aside. Yes, but the Attorney General of the Federation must be willing to admit that he has not helped Nigeria's image by failing to explain a very significant point. Namely, whether the multinational treaty agreement he cited authorizes a country to sneak into any other country and abduct an alleged fugitive fleeing justice. Are there no legal and diplomatic processes that are usually followed for the extradition of accused people? Is Malami not embarrassed that Kenya has quickly distanced herself from the obvious legal and diplomatic mess both of them had, probably created? Or was Kanu arrested in a nameless country? Why don't you come and tell us in which country was he arrested? Kenya has now distanced themselves. So, where are we going on this? So, furthermore, one would have expected that before raining abuses on Madu, the Attorney General of the Federation should have first clearly explained the processes Nigeria had deployed to undertake the extradition so that Madu will see how wrong he was in attacking Malami. How does telling us that Madu is only an Attorney General of a province in Canada help our quest for correct information? Now, this is the sensitive part of this story now. It says, and how exactly did the extract exuberantly quoted by the AGF from the Canadian law explain this interception and extradition mess the AGF appear to have plunged Nigeria into? Now, that's the question. So now listen. He said, well, I just want you to listen to this very part now. It's sensitive. He says, well, Malami should hasten to benefit himself with the information that Alberta, that is talking about Alberta of Canada now, a province of about 80,000 square kilometers of land, has about $387 billion GDP. Did you hear that? $387 billion GDP. That's gross domestic product. All right? Okay, it says now, reports say that Alberta's per capita of $78.155 is the highest of any state or province in North America. That is a point. How does this make Malami's debt-ridden country with per capita of $2.083? That is dollar, we're talking here, $2, to compare to that of 78.155. You see that? For 2020. So, and choking with excruciating hardship and boundless insecurity, better than the Canadian province he is trying to despise. Should any person who values his self-respect even be proud to introduce himself as part of the current regime in Nigeria, under which life has been unspeakably devalued? So this is concluded here. Now, when you look at these stories now, look at the person that our own Attorney General of the Federation is trying to despise. You're trying to run him down. Look at your per capita income and look at that one over there. See the difference here. So there's no way you can compare the two. Nigeria is now being hit hard with insecurities and all that. So it has made even the GDP to continue plunging to all-time low. So Nigeria's situation at the moment is irredeemable. But the question still lingers. What exactly is the role of Kenya here? Because Kenya has distanced themselves, and the speculation still sits that Kenya was the point where Nnamdi Kanu was abducted from, and Nigeria, Attorney General of the Federation, has continued to maintain his silence over this, and Nigeria as a country. So we don't know what. Now, this is all you got to know at this point in time, that this question is still begging for an answer. So we wish that the Attorney General of the Federation will come out and tell Nigerians where exactly they got Nnamdi Kanu from. If what the IPOBs and their lawyer is saying is not true, because they claim that Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya, and Kenya has distanced themselves from this. So this is where I want to conclude this. Until they have given us the answer, the question still sits. I am Onowibo Sharp.